like you're the parent and you come home and you got, I don't know, 5 boys that are all, around 10, 11, 12-year-olds.
Because they're old enough to start the mowers, but maybe not old enough to understand why they shouldn't start the mowers, right?
Yeah.
And they found the gas can.
Yeah.
Maybe the wrong gas. But anyway, they found the keys, they started the mowers.
They started the mower and they just started. Like
they didn't really plan it out.
Their objective was that they understood, and everybody understood the objective. The objective was mow the grass or cut the grass, get the grass mowed. That's the objective. But as that age act does, right? They just
jump right in.
They just jumped right into it. Like, hey, let's mow the grass. Enthusiastically too, like very happy and proud. We're just gonna mow the grass.
Okay. We have got this under control.
We've got it.
Okay.
Right? We got it under control.
So you're describing a little bit of a lack of planning.
Lack of planning.
Okay. And also an enthusiasm.
Oh, enthusiasm, yeah.
Lots of enthusiasm. We have a task. We have an understanding of what we want that task to do.
So they could be excited that they're getting the chance to mow the grass.
Yes.
Right? They're excited, they're happy, they're ready to go, and then they just go.
Okay. And so
you wind up with one guy mowing the grass with the blade all the way to the ground, and he's just scalping and just eating away all of the grass.
Well, also, we use the term sometimes technical debt. Like you can create technical debt when you start a project really without sort of a clear plan. So you do something that ultimately you're going to end up having to redo.
Yeah.
So kind of like you got some irreversible debt that you're creating when you just jump out there and you get started. Okay.
You got another guy that's mowing with the deck too high, and he's not actually mowing anything. He's just kind of pushing the lawnmower around the yard.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay,
right? Like his deck is way too high. So he's not cutting anything.
So you've got someone on the job that got started, spending some of the budget, but really they're not making an impact.
Oh, they're not doing it.
You have someone else.
He's just walking around with a push mower mowing nothing because his deck's too high.
You have someone else that started without the proper setting, and they are creating debt.
All the way on the ground.
You have that perfect carpet grass.
Scalping the grass, like completely bare, just cutting it off. Right.
Okay. I'm taking notes because I have to put this all together here in a moment.
You got another guy that has the mower set up perfectly.
Okay.
Right deck height, everything set up. And he's mowing the driveway.
I'm not even sure how to relate that.
But yeah, man, just concrete driveway, whatever, dirt driveway. He's just mowing the dirt. Like, what are you doing, man? Not even mowing anything.
Okay.
But the tool he's using is set up ideally, right? Like it's ideally set up. It's just being used in the wrong place.
Okay. Right tool, wrong place.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the best one of this analogy, which involves like getting the vendor involved, which I loved it. It was great.
Someone's on the phone.
You got one dude that took the mower and ran over the hedges and just ruined the blades. And so he calls up the vendor, John Deere or whoever, and is like, "Hey man, I was trying to mow my grass and ruined the blades." And the vendor's like, "Well, you need a bigger mower."
Okay, so
how about you get like a shredder? What about a shredder? And you're like, well, you shouldn't have been mowing the.
But the guy on the phone can't really see the size of the yard.
No, the guy can't see the size of the yard.
He's a sales guy,
and he doesn't actually.
He's upselling now.
Yeah, he doesn't actually know exactly what the guy is mowing. All he knows is the guy calls him back up and was like, "Hey man, I was trying to mow, and I got in a situation. My blades got all jacked up, and my mower's not working." And then
you need something bigger.
And he's like, "Oh, well, you need something bigger.
That's
you need something better."
You start off with a certain technology, and that fails, and you call the vendor, and they're like, "Well,
Ah.
you just didn't have a big enough server."
Yeah.
So,
You didn't have the latest technology.
you didn't have the license that
Yeah.
you needed. So
Or the
what
license
you
that you
need
need.
is a bigger tool.
Yeah. And
Okay.
And then you as the parent or whoever you are sitting there looking at them like, why are you even cutting the hedges, bro? No, like
We didn't want to cut those at all.
We didn't want to do that in the first place. You got a kid over there mowing the
That's
driveway.
more technical debt you've created now.
Yeah. You got a kid mowing the driveway, perfect settings. You got another kid scalping your lawn.
What about the one that doesn't want to get started? There's always on a project somebody's sizing it up, looking at it, but doesn't want to dive in.
Oh,
is there a place for that? Somebody's in the window looking, right?
Well, that could be the one that called you in the first place, right? And was like, "Hey, we're going to start mowing the grass," and then can you come help us? And then you show up, and he's just sitting there looking at it like, "I know there's a problem here, but I don't know how to solve this problem."
Okay, so that's the person that's quietly identifying.
They're identifying the
that
problem.
There's a
there's a
challenge.
problem, but they don't know how to solve that problem.
Okay.
Right? Like
I
they
feel
have
like-
no clue how to solve
Do
it, but they're just looking at it like, I think this is a problem.
Side note here, real quick. Do you think if we fed this conversation to AI, because we need some more listeners, do you think it could draw a picture of this?
Oh, I'm going to try it.
Okay, we're going to try that.
We're
I didn't
gonna
want to
try
get you off on an AI tangent because I'll never get you back. Just that's all I needed to ask. So quietly, somebody's quietly identifying trouble, and they're like, I think we might have a problem here. And then, so they're actually good. They're not creating any technical debt. But
no, they're not creating technical debt, but
also-
they're not. They don't know what to do to help the situation, so they kind of aren't really doing much except for saying, "Hey, I think we have a problem."
But they're a little too quiet. The
little-
loud ones
little
are
too
on,
quiet.
The loud ones are on the mower.
The loud ones are on the mower going, right?
Or the roof.
They're having
Somebody
a good old
is
day,
telling
right?
people what to do from
Oh,
the roof.
yeah, you got that one dude that saw some like weeds growing in the gutter, and so now he's on the roof with a weed whacker, like trying to weed the gutter, and you're like, no, man.
I literally was trying to figure out how to get the weed eater, the weed whacker involved in this story. But you're right. The little bitty
like the little
ferns
like
that
little
start
ferns.
growing out of the gutter, and you should pick those out with your hands. That's using you're using, what's the analogy? You use a sledgehammer when you just needed like a little fine-tuned hammer. So he's using the weed eater
He's up there
on
using
the roof.
Weed eater on the roof.
Okay, because
cleaning the gutters out.
Because the other note,
not even actually cleaning the gutters though, just taking the tips off of those little those little spruces or whatever you call them.
Okay,
right? And just
taking the paint off too. More technical debt.
Shingles, messing your shingles up. Yeah.
Okay, and the other thing is safety or cybersecurity, because when you start too soon like that, I think you just described a safety issue with the guy on the roof with the weed whacker. But like in the project world, sometimes you can get started so fast you don't put any security in place or something like that, or you don't have the right access control. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
So you just like everybody's something like that. So we're looking at it. You're looking in on this yard here of chaos, and
then this is the best.
You got another one?
I got another one. You got the expert that does everything, like the perfectionist is what you would call him.
Okay.
That dude's over there cutting the grass with a pair of scissors.
Oh,
and he's
too slow.
He's
never
cut
gonna finish.
He's cut like maybe like one square foot.
It's the
of
right
grass,
height.
but it's amazing looking, and he's over there like with the scissors. Maybe he has a little microphone.
But see, that guy's not scalable.
No,
correct. He has a solution.
He's got a solution
that's not scalable to meet the demands of the project.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Right,
So
and he wants you to leave him alone. And you're like,
he wants
but
to be
dude,
left
you're
alone.
Never going
and
to finish.
he's super busy, right? And I mean, he's working diligently, cutting that grass with those scissors. It's going crazy. Looks great. Like, hey man, that's awesome. We got a whole yard to cut.
Right tool, wrong place. That's the kid mowing the concrete.
That's the kid mowing the concrete. Right tool, wrong place. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and all of these can possibly happen. So I'm going to do a review here real quick.
But hold on. I also, you forgot about like the overall. So you got all of these guys, right? All of these, I don't want to call them kids, but all these people doing something.
Yeah.
None of them are doing it in any kind of formation or unison. They're just going at it, right? So you know how you cut grass and you see those professionally cut grass and there's the rows and the lines. No. The guy scalping the grass, he just went diagonally across it, and then the guy that's not cutting anything, he's just kind of going in a circle, right? One of the guys that's actually cutting some grass just started in the middle of the yard. Didn't start on the edge.
Now,
he just started out in the middle, and you're like, okay, well.
Well, what do you think about this parallel? There is you can't solve everything with manpower. There's only so many people that are going to fit.
Oh
on
yeah,
that yard,
you can't
right?
put more manpower on that.
And what you're describing, you described it more as the interconnections of all their routes and stuff, but also it's just too crowded.
Correct.
So you can have a project, too many cooks in the kitchen.
Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah, you got to watch out for that. The guy scalping the grass hits the guy, the perfectionist, right? He's over there perfectioning, scalping the grass, scalps right over his nice little square, foot square of grass.
Back to my security, although this poor fellow, I thought you were going to say an arm, but anyway, I don't want to get into that. That sounds bad.
The safety part is they're out there wearing flip flops.
Yes, somebody's mowing,
barefoot.
and the guy with the weeders definitely got shorts on.
Right? Oh yeah, man.
No,
why would he wear anything else? He's got shorts and flip flops on, and he's weed eating.
Okay,
Does that sound
on
like
the roof?
Great combination.
Shorts with the weed eater.
This episode is only for people that have actually mowed grass.
This could only happen at the end of the day. You kind of been through it. You had enough online meetings, and you're just like, man, I've seen some chaos. Right? Because this has happened from just a funny comparison. Like, man, what does that project look like?
Yeah.
It looks like pure chaos, right?
This is chaos, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to review, and then you're going to see if you have any more that you want to add into this before we then ask AI to draw a picture of this scene. Okay? Which we won't do now. But we'll do it later, and then we'll maybe integrate it in to the episode here. So you've got a lack of planning. You've got a quick start with enthusiasm.
I would say that's how it always starts, right? You got a quick start with a lot of enthusiasm, which is great. That's great. You've got some perfectionist also that is starting kind of off to the side and is slowly doing a good job, but it probably needs to be reassessed because if left alone, you won't get to where you need to go. So you got to take that tool away and give them a different tool. So you've got that aspect of it, not scalable. You have sometimes this enthusiasm leads to using the right tool in the wrong place. So the mower that's all perfectly set, but it's mowing over the driveway. It's not really accomplishing anything. Then you've got the vendor involved, and their answer is always more. Oh, yeah. Next best thing.
You need more. You need the next version. You need the next level of horsepower. You need more.
You need more of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're working with limited information. They're
working with limited information.
All they got was the general idea that, hey, I heard somebody's got some big, tall grass. Okay, well, they need a tractor. Okay, and then you got someone there who's quietly identifying that maybe this is getting out of hand, but isn't sure how to say it yet.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have safety concerns or security concerns because you've got things that have happened too fast before someone had a chance to manage it. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the image.
That's
an alternative. That's a more descriptive herding the cats type image. Is that right?
That's a more descriptive. That fits right because I don't have cats. So when you say herding cats, I mean I can kind of understand what you're saying, but I don't have cats. So
Well, they're not accomplishing anything.
I
So
have.
the difference is,
I have come home though to kids trying to do something and been like, wow, what's happening here? Right. Okay.
we're going to have to re-baseline.
Yeah, and
this
so that's
project.
what you do, right? And so a lot of times you get into it, and the answer is to. Some people think the answer is that, or not some people. Sometimes I guess the answer is hey, we're already gone as far as we've gotten.
Well, we could keep going.
We can keep going, right? like you get there and you're like, oh man, they're already 75% of the way through, kind of. It's not great.
Let's just finish it and park these mowers.
Let's finish it and park the mowers.
Okay.
But
You don't
sometimes
wanna
the
do
answer
that.
is hey guys, get all those guys together and say, hey guys, hey perfectionist guy, how about you help set up these other mowers to the right setting? You know, the guy scalping the
Oh, yeah,
ground.
you've obviously got a good strategy
You already
here.
got a good strategy.
Okay.
You help those guys set it to the right setting. And how about you work out a methodical way to go about mowing the grass instead of just all doing it randomly? Hey, guy, mowing the grass or mowing the driveway. How about you come over here and show these other two guys how to mow the driveway, right? Because he was using the equipment properly. He was just mowing a driveway, right?
Yeah.
So how about you come over here and show these guys how you mow the driveway just on the grass?
Yeah. Maybe he's just practicing.
Maybe so, right? Like, how about we do that, right? And so I think a lot of times the answer is to kind of take a step back and kind of reassess that situation, and what I feel like is sometimes people are afraid to do that.
Well, also, when you do that, you might have realized that you forgot, in all of the enthusiasm and fury, something else got totally left out of the scope. You
Yeah.
forgot all about, maybe there's another piece of the yard nobody's even looked at
yeah,
yet, didn't even realize it was there.
Yeah.
Maybe nobody has a broom ready to clean anything up. So you look at it and you say, okay, well, what else? We did a bunch. Some of it good, some of it bad. But we also didn't start on that. And that's part of what we have to do also, right?
Yeah.
Raking the leaves or whatever. Okay.
Oh, blowing
And-
off the
and-
driveway, right?
it,
Something
yeah,
like that.
and then the other thing is, when you re-baseline, the first thing you have to do is say how much of this is salvageable,
100%. Yeah.
right? Because you don't want to say, oh, with it, like clear everything.
You don't
off
want to clear
and
everything
completely
off.
restart.
No,
like
so
what
you have to
is
figure out what is
salvageable?
salvageable, and put the right people in the right spot. Right, like I was saying, get the perfectionist guy to say, "Hey, you're gonna set up all of the machinery to the right levels and make sure it's all good to go, and you're gonna list out a methodical way to cut the yard." Guy over there mowing the driveway, you're gonna come and show the other guys how to actually mow the yard. Right, while you were doing a great job on the driveway, you were in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then with the vendor, you might just put the phone down for a little while and say, we're gonna,
Hey,
we're
we
gonna
got
set
it.
that down. We got out over our skis. We might need more, but
Well,
not yet.
Well, in that exact scenario, yeah, because what you would say is, "Hey, bro, why are you mowing the hedges? Like, stop mowing the hedges."
Yes.
Right? Like,
Yes.
You don't mow hedges. Go
Yes.
get a hedge clipper. You clip the hedges.
Well, in that case, you might have to go get a new hedge.
Or you might have to go get a new hedge, right? You got like a
So
quarter of the way
now
through
we
the
need a
hedges.
shovel because we're
Yeah.
going to plant something. Also, you might have a bit of a recovery plan, like, hey, we cut too low. We're going to have to get the sprinkler on that right after we're done,
Yeah.
right? We're going to save that.
We're gonna
It
save
got
it.
a little out of control.
Got a little low. We'll have to get the sprinkler on it so it grows back.
and
fast.
then you go to the boss, whoever that may be, and you say,
This
hey,
is the plan.
but also, hey, we had a couple of things that got off the rails, but we have a recovery plan, and it's going to end up okay.
Yeah,
And sometimes you got to come forward with that information right away, right?
I think that's the key, right? So every endeavor that you go out on is going to have its complications. Once you realize what those complications are, like you're saying, and you reassess. You're not. Don't just be the guy that raises your hand and says there's a problem here. Be the guy that raises your hand and says, "Hey, we got a problem, but we also have a solution." Like, have a solution to the problem.
Yeah. We've been in that scenario a few times where you walk up on this situation and you know that it's bad, and if you present it first as a catastrophe with no spin on how you're going to fix it, just like, hey, everything's bad, well, that ends up making it worse because now everyone's uncomfortable, including the ultimate owner of this situation, right?
Yeah.
But if you come in and say, we did recognize a problem, but here are the things
Here's what we're doing
to solve that. We've got a plan. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah, and that's like that's not always the guy that's the quiet guy. Sometimes that's the guy. There's another guy that's kind of like the quiet guy, huh?
Or gal.
Or girl. But they're over there just running around saying everything's terrible, like the sky is falling. Right?
Where's
like,
that person on this? Somebody is doing that.
Yeah,
somebody
they're just running around like everything's terrible. It's all falling apart.
The,
this guy's scalping the yard. That guy's not doing anything.
So he's partially right.
Right. He's right, but
also not helping.
Not helping the situation.
Who is that person? What are we calling that?
I don't know.
Is that's the negative Nelly?
Negative Nelly? Yeah, that's fine. You always got one of those kids that, when you're relating it to kids, see, you get into these un-PC, that's the tattletale guy, right? Like, hey, Timmy's over there scalping the yard, and John's over there cutting it with scissors.
But there's a difference in identifying a problem and adding a solution than just screaming about the problems.
Oh, 100%. Because if you just scream about the problems, you can actually make the problems worse.
Yeah. That's kind of like the I told you so person too, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I
told you this was going to fail.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Right?
What are we doing to solve it? I don't know, but look, it's terrible.
It's terrible. Yeah. that's the one kid when you get home and all your kids are doing the craziness and you're like, what's going on here? And you got that one kid that's like, I told him not to do that. And you're like, great.
Why didn't you call me?
Yeah. That's nice. Thanks.
Okay.
They still did it, though.
This reminds me just a little bit, I may be wrong, but have you ever heard that story about, like, okay, for a kid assignment, like, hey, write me a plan to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And
man, yeah.
And then
I love that one.
Get out the bread, right? And
the dad gets out the bread.
And he's just holding it, right? And he's like, okay, now put peanut butter on the bread. So you put the peanut butter can on top of the loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're like, okay.
That's an excellent example of communication. That's communication right there, right?
Right, but it's also like what is a plan? And at what level does that plan need to be conveyed before?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because you could make the agreement, we're going to mow the grass. And that's a pretty simple agreement. But there's a whole lot of other decisions and instructions that are actually buried within that. So when you dig into the more deeper version of that, there's a whole lot of stuff about, well, what height and which mower and how far and how to do it safely and all of that. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of relating the parallel between that everybody knows that little peanut butter story. And if you've seen a little video of it, you're like, yeah, I get it. Like the plan wasn't good enough.
There's always a balance of that, right? And this goes back to putting the right resource in the right place, I think, especially if you're trying to manage it. And you got to even watch out for yourself and understand what type of resource you are. Because what could happen is that you put that perfectionist dude that's cutting the grass with the scissors, it looks great, creating the entire plan, and then
the plan is so long.
Then you spend all your time planning, and you don't actually get anything done.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But you can't do that either. Right. Like you still got to reach your objective of mowing the grass.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Right.
And you got to look back at the ultimate owner of this and say, well, did I say enough in the very beginning? Because somebody told me this morning that they were going to mow, or like, hey, we need to get the grass.
Oh, we're going to mow the grass.
I didn't Like I'm walking out the door and somebody says, "Hey, Dad, I think we need to mow the grass," and you're like, "Yeah, that's a good idea," and which basically translated into acceptance, and make a plan and get started, right? And you're like, "Oh, that isn't actually what I meant by sound." That sounds good, right?
All hinges on your story about the peanut butter, the communication, right?
Okay.
Like having clear and effective communication.
All right. So with that said, this last week we did the handover
We're gonna get back
is
to
a beach,
that.
and we're gonna get back to that. But today we just didn't have the energy for that. Is that what we're saying? So we needed something a little lighthearted.
I don't think we didn't have the proper plan.
We didn't have the proper. Yeah, but this is the no plan podcast. Do you remember that? But in that spirit, this idea, this came up in the last half hour, and so there it is. We threw it out there. We're gonna take this and see if we can paint a picture of it. But that's all I got. On this. You got any parting remarks on this?
No, I mean I think the objective there would be to realize the importance of having a plan and leadership, and then realize how to actually execute, right? Putting the right people in the right spot with the right tools. And if you've already started down a path, you have to constantly reassess the path that you're on.
Am I having any of these situations?
And I think
happen?
that's a key, right? Like some people don't even know that they're on a path like that, right? Like they think they're all the enthusiasm in the world, right? So they think they're
that's
doing
where
a great
sometimes
job.
you put like a sponsor involved, or you have some sort of like cross discipline oversight where you can look in on something and ask that question, like, "Hey, that looks out of place. What do we have going on there?" So I think that falls in line.
I think the key there is the communication and the self-realization sometimes. Because, I mean, any one of us, sometimes I'm the perfectionist guy, right? It depends on what we're doing. I'm over here trying to cut grass with scissors. And I have to be willing enough and open enough to allow somebody else to say, "Hey, bro, you're cutting the grass with scissors. Stop doing that."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need to take a step back a minute and look at the whole thing.
Yeah, or you're moving way too fast, and you haven't really got your bearings. It sounded easier than it is.
Yeah,
and you're on a path to a little bit of trouble. So okay, well, that's the end of that. We'll see how that comes out. See if we can get a picture of that.